Darkness fills the screen. A faint sound of heavy breathing echoes. Suddenly, a flash of light cuts through city streets at night, blurred headlights racing by. A voice breaks the silence, calm yet trembling, filled with weight. Some mistakes follow us forever. Some secrets don't stay buried, and some loves are born to burn. The screen stays faceless shadows, silhouettes, fragments of lives shown only through movement. A girl runs down a hallway, but we never see her face, only her hands brushing against the wall as she tries to steady herself. The sound of her footsteps grows louder, echoing in the emptiness. A door slams. A heartbeat rises in the background, slow but heavy, as though time itself is closing in. The camera cuts to a boy again. No face, only the outline of his figure standing in the glow of a street lamp. He's holding a helmet, his grip too tight, his shoulders tense. A motorcycle engine roars to life, shaking the silence, a warning of what is to come. The music is soft at first, just a piano note, slow, echoing, then it blends with faint whispers. Words we can barely understand but feel, "You don't belong here, you should stay away." The trailer shifts quickly, flashes of normal. Life turned restless. A girl's hand presses against a window pane as raindrops scatter across the glass. A boy's arm reaches across a desk, sliding a note, though we never see what's written. Two silhouettes pass each other in a crowded hallway, brushing shoulders but never turning their heads. Each moment feels small, but together they build. An invisible pull, a magnetic force that cannot be denied, then comes tension. The soundscape grows louder, rain, car horns, voices layered together like a storm. The girl stands in the shadows of her room, the glow of her phone lighting her hand. We hear a faint text notification, followed by silence. She types something but hesitates, fingers trembling before erasing it. A close-up shows only the reflection of her eyes in the glass of the phone, wide with fear, but also something else, desire. The boy leans against his motorcycle, helmet hanging from his hand. The rain pours harder, dripping from his jacket, but he doesn't move. He waits. His silence says everything. The faceless camera lingers on the way his foot taps against the pavement, restless, uncertain. We hear his breath sharp, uneven as though he's fighting himself, then cut, a door bursts open. The sound of yelling, angry, desperate echoes through a house. We don't see who's yelling, only the blur of shadows moving past. The girl's hand slams against a wall in frustration, nails scratching the paint. A chair crashes over. The boy's fist clenches tight around his keys, his knuckles pale. Their worlds are breaking, piece by piece, but the faceless camera never tells us who is to blame. The music rises, now piano, blending into strings, heavy and haunting. The screen cuts between fragments. A car speeding through a tunnel, headlights slicing the dark. A girl wiping away tears, but the camera shows only her trembling hand. A boy's reflection in a cracked mirror, his face hidden in shadow. Two shadows almost touching, leaning closer, but never close enough. Finally, the voice returns, steady but filled with pain. They never chose this, but destiny pulled. Then together, the music fades, replaced by silence. Just the sound of rain against glass. The section ends with a single image. Two faceless figures standing on opposite sides of a closed door. Their shadows pressed against it, so close and yet so far apart. A sound begins before the image. A heartbeat slow, heavy, unsteady. Then a sudden rush of wind, as if someone is running. The screen flickers into life, blurred headlights slicing through rain, tires screeching across wet asphalt. We never see who is driving, only the steering. Wheel turning sharply, hands gripping it too tightly, knuckles pale against the black leather. The camera lingers on the windshield, raindrops racing each other. As though the storm outside mirrors the storm inside, the music creeps in low strings, trembling like a secret too dangerous to tell. Over this whispers float, fragmented and broken. It's wrong. Don't look at me like that. We can't keep doing this. Each whisper overlaps, building tension until silence crashes in like thunder. A door slams. A girl's hand is shown, pressing against it as though trying to keep the world out. She slides down to the floor, knees pulled close, trembling but silent. A shadow crosses her room, pacing back and forth. We hear the sound of something falling, glass shattering. The fragments scatter on the floor, reflecting only light, never faces. Her breathing grows heavy. She clutches her chest as though the weight inside is too much to carry. Cut, a boy stands on a rooftop under the pouring rain. The camera does not reveal his face, only his silhouette against the glow of the city. He leans forward, both hands gripping the cold steel railing. Lightning flashes in the sky, illuminating the storm, illuminating his stillness. His voice cracks through the silence, barely audible. It's already too late. The screen flickers again, revealing pieces of a memory. Two figures sit inside a car, headlights off, hidden in the shadows. We see their hands almost touching on the seat between them, shaking but drawn closer. A pause, breathing heavy air thick with silence. Then, at the same moment, they pull away, as if scared of their own desire. The camera cuts away before the secret can be revealed, leaving the audience suspended in longing. Music rises now, faster, heavier. Scenes flash like lightning. A fight breaks out. Though we never see the faces, only fists clashing, a chair collapsing, a door torn open. A phone screen lights up in the dark. An unread message, the words blurred and unreadable, but glowing like fire in the night. A set of keys thrown onto the ground, metal clinking against tiles, echoing with finality. The boy's boots splashing through puddles as he runs, chased by shadows that never catch up. The tension builds, sound merging into chaos, cars honking, people shouting, the hum of a city alive with secrets. Yet the faceless camera holds back, keeping everything just out of reach. We see reflections in broken mirrors, outlines behind foggy glass, silhouettes pressed against walls, but never identities. Mystery sharpens the danger, turning every shadow into suspicion. Then comes the crash. Not a literal one at first, but emotional. The music cuts to a single note, trembling. The girl's hand is shown holding a photograph, edges torn, image blurred. She drops it into a sink full of water, watching it dissolve into nothing. Her whisper follows, quiet but sharp. Love shouldn't hurt like this. The scene shifts. The boy throws open a door and storms inside. His hand slams onto a table, shaking everything on it. His breathing is violent, broken. From behind him, another shadow appears, pointing, accusing. Words are shouted, but the camera blurs the sound, replacing it with the pounding heartbeat. Again, the argument is faceless, voiceless, but the rage is undeniable. Suddenly, a cut to silence. Total stillness. The girl stands in a field at night, wind pulling at her hair. She looks up at the stars, though her face is hidden in shadow. A faint glow of a lighter flickers in her hand, a small flame fighting the darkness. She lets it burn. For a moment, then closes it. Darkness swallows everything again. The heartbeat stops. Then a single voice breaks through, trembling but certain. We can't stop now, even if it destroys us. The music explodes back, crashing with drums and strings rushing forward like waves. The montage slams into chaos. A car spinning out of control on a wet road. A girl screaming behind a locked door. A boy's reflection in shattered glass. Two shadows running toward each other, but swallowed by darkness before they meet. The screen fades in with silence, too still, too quiet. A faint breath is heard, shaky, uneven. Then, the sound of a clock ticking begins, each tick louder, heavier, as though time itself is running out. The camera shows the blurred outline of a door slightly open. From the crack, a strip of light spills across the floor. A hand appears, trembling, hesitant, and pushes the door shut. The click of the lock echoes like a warning. Music creeps in again, soft and haunting. The piano plays, but now it is slower, heavier, as though weighed down by guilt. Over it, a voice whispers low and broken, "Love is not supposed to feel like a crime, but ours does." The image cuts sharply, two shadows standing in the same room, but a wall of silence between them. The girl's arms wrap around herself, shoulders shaking. The boy leans against the far wall, fist pressed against the surface, head lowered. Neither moves, neither speaks. The space between them is heavy with secrets, heavy with something they both want but cannot claim, Flashes of memory break through, a stolen glance across a crowded room, a secret smile shared under the dim glow of streetlights, the rush of adrenaline as footsteps race down an empty hallway. Each image faceless, each moment fleeting, but together they tell a story of desire bound by chains of guilt. Then the storm returns. The sound of thunder roars as a fight erupts. We don't see faces, only gestures, a finger pointed in accusation, a hand slamming against the table, a chair pushed to the floor. Voices overlap, angry, desperate, pleading, but the camera blurs them, drowning them beneath the growing storm. The girl's shadow collapses onto the floor, her hands gripping her head. The boy's shadow storms out, door crashing shut behind him. The silence that follows is more painful than the shouting. The music rises, louder, heavier. The camera flashes. Through scenes like shattered glass, a phone ringing in the dark, unanswered. A girl sitting by the window, tears glistening in her hands, not her face. A boy speeding down a deserted road on his motorcycle, headlights cutting through the black. A set of hands gripping each other tightly, then pulling apart violently. The whispers return, this time layered, urgent. You can't tell anyone. They'll never forgive us. It's already too late. The screen goes black. Then, slowly, a flame flickers into view. A candle burns in the dark, small, fragile. The girl's hand hovers above it, her fingers trembling as though she might put it out. Instead, she pulls back, leaving it to burn. Her voice breaks through, quiet but certain. Even if it kills us, I can't let go. Suddenly, the music crashes into chaos. Fast-paced drums, strings rising in panic. The montage becomes violent, fragmented. A car door is ripped open, shadows pulling someone out. Glass shatters across the ground, pieces catching. Light, a scream echoes in the distance, muffled, cut off too soon. A boy's hand slams against a mirror, cracks spiderwebbing across the reflection. Each image hits harder, faster, the storm of their lives spiraling out of control. The tension builds to the breaking point until finally, everything cuts to silence again. We return to stillness, two silhouettes sitting in a car. Rain covers the windshield, blurring the world outside. Their hands rest close, almost touching. But not quite. The music returns, soft, broken. A whisper floats in the silence. We are each other's salvation and our ruin. The camera zooms closer, closer to their trembling hands. Just as their fingers are about to meet, the screen cuts to black. The sound of glass breaking echoes one last time, leaving the audience suspended between hope and despair. The section ends with a single line, whispered in the dark. Love doesn't forgive. And neither will they. Asterisk, the screen is black. Only the sound of breathing, ragged, desperate. Then the faint hum of an engine begins, soft at first, but rising with every second. A car speeds through the rain-soaked streets, headlights cutting through the storm. Inside, two figures sit in silence. Their faces remain hidden, but the tension between them fills the air like a knife pressed against skin. The windshield wipers keep beating back the storm, each swipe sharper, louder, like a countdown. The music begins low, almost like a whisper. A single violin draws out a long, trembling note. Over it, a voice breaks the silence, steady but broken. We were supposed to be safe. We were supposed to forget, but the past doesn't let go. The screen cuts sharp, fast, jarring. A hand grips the steering wheel, knuckles white. A tear-stained hand pushes against a locked door. Shadows clash violently, one figure shoving. Another, a chair falling, glass breaking. The sound of screams mixes with thunder, blurring until it's impossible to tell whether the storm is outside or inside their hearts. Then silence. A girl's silhouette stands in front of a mirror. Her hand reaches out to touch the glass, fingers trembling, but her reflection fractures as the mirror shatters. She steps back, shadows swallowing her. The sound of her breath echoes like a confession she cannot say aloud. The boy is shown running down stairs, across empty streets, through the night. His boots splash through puddles, water scattering in the glow of streetlights. He stops suddenly, gripping the railing of a bridge, leaning over as though the weight of everything might pull him. Under His voice comes through, faint, almost a whisper. If they knew the truth, they'd never forgive us. The music rises, fast, pounding, a mix of strings and drums, rushing like a heartbeat spiraling out of control. The montage becomes relentless. A car spinning out on a wet road, headlights blinding. A door breaking open, shadows pouring in. A girl screaming, but the sound cuts off, leaving only silence. Two hands gripping each other in desperation, then tearing apart violently. A photograph burning in slow motion, edges curling to ash. Every shot is faceless, fragmented, leaving only mystery and pain. The storm grows louder, crashing against the world, until everything blurs together into chaos. Then stillness. The screen fades to two shadows sitting across from each other. The air between them is heavy, unbearable. Neither moves, neither speaks, but their silence says everything: desire, guilt, love, and destruction, all trapped in the same space. Slowly, one hand reaches across the table. The other almost meets it, hesitating, trembling, before pulling back. The music drops into a single haunting note. A whisper cuts through, final, broken, undeniable. This is our fault. The screen slams to black. The title explodes onto the screen in bold, unrelenting letters. Our fault. Culpa Nuestra. The music crashes with its strings. Drums, thunder, and then cuts to silence. Finally, the Netflix logo fades in with its iconic sound cue. The trailer ends, leaving only the echo of rain, as if the storm has never stopped.